It is a quiet morning in Prosperity Forest, and Dr. MonkeyMan is peacefully reviewing his perfectly neat ledger. After months of hard work, he has finally reached a point of absolute financial stability. He built a highly disciplined system. His salary is automated to deposit on a strict schedule. His daily spending is tightly controlled, and he is actively putting money into long-term investments. For the first time, his financial life runs on predictable logic. And then, gravity takes over. A massive coconut falls directly from the canopy and shatters through the roof of his laboratory. The physical wreckage is only the first layer of the problem. The specialized scientific equipment destroyed in the crash carries a price tag that his monthly budget simply cannot absorb. This timeline visualizes the core problem of a financial shock. Right here on day 1, you face an immediate, non-negotiable cost. But your next influx of cash, your salary, is stuck all the way over here on day 14. That time gap creates a panic spiral. When a sudden bill arrives and your paycheck is 2 weeks away, you are forced into bad decisions. Unprepared people will take on high-interest debt, borrow awkwardly from friends, or sell off their long-term investments at a heavy loss just to survive the week. Standing in the wreckage, Dr. MonkeyMan feels the initial wave of panic. But then he stops. He walks to a small safe in the corner of his lab and pulls out something he built precisely for a morning like this, the rainy day jar. Here we see exactly how his system works. Every time Dr. MonkeyMan receives a paycheck, the money automatically splits. A large portion covers his regular expenses, a medium portion goes towards his long-term investments, and a slow, steady drip filters into this dedicated jar. The crucial rule of this fund is separation. To work, this money must be physically isolated from the cash he uses for daily living. This comparison chart highlights the difference between an emergency fund and a standard investment account. On the right, investments offer high growth, but the cash is tied up. On the left, the emergency jar prioritizes liquidity. The money doesn't earn high returns, but it can be instantly unlocked the exact second it is needed. By the afternoon, repair workers are actively fixing the roof. Because Dr. MonkeyMan has the cash readily available, he pays them directly from the jar. He incurs no debt, he touches none of his investments. An emergency fund isn't about earning the highest return. It is about buying time when life breaks something unexpectedly, ensuring your normal monthly plan remains completely intact. Professor WiseOwl stops by the lab to check on the damage, only to find the repairs already nearly complete. The crisis has been entirely neutralized. Standard investments target growth for the future. This jar serves a different master, the immediate demand for stability today. Having cash waiting for a disaster provides a very specific kind of power, financial dignity. This is the ability to navigate a disaster through calm action, avoiding the desperation of borrowing or begging. The true return on investment for an emergency fund cannot be measured in interest rates. The payoff is the psychological peace of mind it delivers when everything else goes wrong. The next day, Dr. MonkeyMan gathers the jungle community. Holding his glass jar, he explains exactly how he survived the coconut strike. But an important question quickly arises from the crowd. If you have a jar full of cash sitting around, how do you stop yourself from spending it? What strictly defines a valid emergency? This checklist outlines 3 criteria to unlock the jar. First, it must be urgent, requiring immediate payment to prevent damage. Second, necessary, tied directly to basic survival or maintaining income. Finally, unplanned, an event you couldn't predict or schedule into a normal budget. This strict framework disqualifies almost everything we normally want to buy. A flash retail sale, a sudden craving for a vacation, or the desire to cheer yourself up after a bad mood do not pass the test. Living without a buffer leaves you entirely at the mercy of unpredictable events. Panic forces you to react and make rushed mistakes. Preparedness gives you the time and the resources to make logical choices. The rainy day jar provides a shield against chaos. When the next disaster falls, preparation turns a potential catastrophe into a manageable logistics problem.